Is it on? Hello? Can everybody hear me okay? Good? Okay, great. Hi, everyone. Just want to say welcome. My name is Ray Ann Bradley, TDOT spokesperson and media relations for the Chattanooga area. On behalf of everyone at TDOT, I just want to say thank you for coming and welcome. We're glad that you're here. Before we get started really quickly, I just wanted to get up here and give you a brief overview, kind of how this meeting's going to run for those that are unfamiliar with our process, so you have an idea of what to expect moving forward. In just a few minutes, Fritz Brogdon from Arcadis, our design consultant on this project, is going to get up and give a presentation that will hopefully provide some additional meaningful insight into the proposed improvements that we have as part of this project. In an effort to keep the meeting on track and so that we can all get out of here at a decent hour, we ask that you hold all of your questions, comments, concerns until the very end, where we will have several TDOT project development personnel as well as Arcadis personnel on hand to answer any technical design related questions you might have. We also have a court reporter here with us this evening, and if you have any comments, questions, or concerns that you'd like made part of the public record, you can see her and have those entered. And then we also have comment cards over here on the sign-in table that are meant to be mailed in. You can write any comments, questions, or concerns you have and submit those that way. And then we also have an email address, tdot.comments@tn.gov, where you can submit any of those written questions, comments, or concerns via email, and those will be responded to within 3 to 5 business days. And then all of that information that I just referenced will be on the last slide of the presentation, but I just kind of wanted to go ahead and give you an idea of what to expect on the front end and the methods that you have to communicate with us and give us feedback. Really quick before we get started, I'd also like to recognize Representative Patsy Hazelwood, who has joined us for this meeting this evening. Thank you, Representative, for being here. Good. We're very glad. Thank you for being here. And then Senator Bo Watson sends his regrets. He could not make it this evening, but I wanted to go ahead and recognize him as well. I'd also like to thank the THP for being with us this evening also. And I think that's it for me. So without any further delay, I think I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Fritz, if you're ready to get started. Yeah, thank you guys again for being here.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you all for coming out tonight and coming out to learn more about our project. The first thing I would like to do is, okay, I'm sorry. The first thing I'd like to do is just talk to you tonight a little bit about the project area and what it encompasses. As you can see here, it begins at the bottom of the mountain. Okay, I got it. It begins at the bottom of the mountain a little bit before the Suck Creek Road intersection and travels up the mountain, and then it ends just right before the Palisades Drive intersection on State Route 8, which we get about approximately, I'm good. So it ends up with about 2.85 miles. The speed limit along that route varies between 30 miles an hour and 40 miles an hour, and as we all know, it is a mountainous topography. TDOT classifies this roadway as an urban minor arterial. Throughout the route, the lane widths are approximately 11 feet, and they also have 2-foot shoulders. And the road varies. In the lower sections, we have 3 lanes, and in the upper section, especially when you come around the hairpin turn near the Space House, the roadway transitions down to 2 lanes, 1 lane in each direction. So the purpose and need of this project establishes what we're trying to accomplish at the end. After we've done our design work, the contractor has constructed the project. And the purpose and need for this project is to improve safety, reliability along the roadway, reduce potential roadway failures, and also improve the drainage along the route. Real quickly, just to kind of do a brief history of where we've been in the last, I guess that would be 4 years. In 2018, TDOT did update the technical report to make some minor adjustments, But there was also a rock slide in that year, and TDOT did complete 2 slope stabilization projects to help increase reliability during that year. In 2019, there was a project started for slope repair, which includes building 2 retaining walls, and those are along Palisades Road. And at that point in time in 2018, this project started. Also during that year, there was another slope stabilization project that was completed by TDOT. Another one was also completed in 2020. Earlier this year, the slope repair and retaining wall project that I had mentioned earlier was let to bid, and the contractor is starting their work on Palisades Road to construct those 2 retaining walls. And this project also reached the right-of-way milestone where right-of-way plans were completed, and that allows TDOT to begin acquiring right-of-way to complete the project. And then the next milestone that we have is a forecasted date of 2026 for this project to be let and constructed. So as we've seen before, there have been rock slides. As you saw on those slides in the past 4 years, TDOT has had 4 projects to deal with stability issues. So stability and being able to maintain the roadway is a critical item along the project route. As we said before, we have the 2 current projects, one that is under construction on Palisades Road, and we also have the Improve Act, which is at the right-of-way phase for the project. Here we have just a brief overview of what is going on. That's Palisades Road. There will be a realignment of Palisades Road to create a more conducive intersection, and also the yellow lines are the 2 retaining walls that will be built. In the right photo, we also have a rendering of potentially what the wall will look like. That was done during the design phase so that we could better understand how it would look and how it would fit in at that location. And here we kind of have a timeline for the project that you're here tonight. The preliminary engineering was funded and approved in 2017. TDOT completed the ground survey in 2018. A planning document was, as we said before, was updated in 2019, and the preliminary plans for this project were completed in 2020. As we said before, right-of-way plans have been issued, and we are having the right-of-way meeting will be in the fall of 2020, and it will be, as you can see, it will be a separate meeting from this public information meeting that we will have tonight. And we have a forecasted construction start date of 2026. So, as part of this project, as we said before, safety and reliability improvements are what we're trying to do to increase the safety, reliability of our roadway. Part of that includes 8 retaining walls for slope stability and the implementation of new drainage ditches along the roadway. We have multiple proposed drainage improvements. We also include proposed right-of-way at log mile 15.3, which improves sight distance in a couple of locations. And we also have rock mitigation to help eliminate an area where there's high potential for rock fall in those areas. And here you can kind of see a little closer view of the 8 retaining walls that will be going in along the project. Most of those are there to help be able to put in a new ditch in areas where you don't have ditch or you have a minimal ditch, where we can actually get a ditch that can have capacity and carry the water better. And as we said before, we also have drainage improvements. Those include culvert upgrades, upsizing culverts that were inadequately sized, that overtop caused water to enter the roadway and create dangerous conditions for roadway users. Like I said before, we have the ditch improvements to provide adequate ditch space to hopefully keep the water in the ditch and not have it go on the road. And we've also added additional features at critical locations that will hopefully improve how the drainage is moved through the ditch and underneath the road. As far as safety and reliability improvements, as I mentioned before, we have the acquisition of right-of-way to eliminate an area of site where we have a sight distance problem, and we've also added guardrail in a critical location that has had a high accident rate. Potential areas have been identified through geotechnical excavation in regards to rockfall. There will be some scaling and trimming, removing the rock that has the high potential to fall, but also hopefully you can see that in this depiction, but we will be using slope drates, which are basically metal nets that will be placed on the slope so that when a rock breaks free, it will be held next to the slope and held next to where the hill and the ground come together. It won't roll out in the roadway, and they will be contained within that rock drape. TDOT's commitments. TDOT wants to be a good stakeholder with you all. We want to make sure that when we do have the construction occurring, we'll have no closures during the world's longest yard sale, and also have adequate coordination with first responders and local route users doing planned closures so that everyone has information. They know when things will be closed or when there will be a different traffic pattern occurring. And also our goal is to come up with solutions that minimize the construction duration, allowing maybe work to occur in different locations at the same time, or coming up with traffic control strategies that maximize the space that we do have so that work can be done as efficiently as possible. As Rayanne said before, your comments are important to us. You have three ways to let your voice be heard. You have tdot.comments@tn.gov, and you can we'll leave this up, but you just put that in the subject line so it can get routed to the appropriate people. But your comments can be emailed. They can also be submitted by the mail-in comment cards that are over here at the check-in desk. And you also can see this lady over here, and she will be more than happy to take your comment and get it on the official record. And I think other than that, I am good, and I'll let Rayanne take it back.
Thank you so much, Fritz. We appreciate that. All right, everyone, I just want to thank you so much again for coming. And like I said before, we've got several TDOT personnel located on the outer perimeter of this cafeteria here, along with several maps of the project. So feel free to find one of those TDOT personnel or Arcadis personnel if you have specific questions you'd like answered, or use or use one of the other methods to communicate with us that we've already discussed, either the mail-in comment cards, TDOT comments. I think that's all I can think of. Thank you guys so much for coming. We appreciate it.
Did you get my good stuff? Oh, there you go. You just have to sit here. Okay.
Also, really quickly, I meant to mention this at the beginning, but we will be creating a project webpage for this specific improvement project where we will upload all of this information that we've presented at this meeting so that you guys will have reference to it at a later date.